Hello, this is Kai Miller of Stanford Neurosurgery. This video is meant to be an illustration of how to use the Hippotaxy software package for targeting mesial temporal lobe structures as well as the amygdala. I'd recommend using the manual that comes along with the program as well, and after watching this video, going through step by step, making sure each step is done in the same way as the manual. My email is on this title page. Please contact me if you have any questions. Thanks for your interest. So as you begin, make sure you know where your pre- and post-operative scans are located. Then launch the program KJM_hippo_parse. After you've loaded it, import the base image. This will be the pre-op MRI generally. That's done with the green button on the top right. Once that loads, modify your image intensity. It should range between 0 and 1. That's located on the top right above the green button. The slider next to the axial slice allows you to zoom in and out of each MRI. You'll then begin by identifying the anterior commissure and clicking the blue button which states Set AC. After you've done that, identify the posterior commissure and click the button Set PC. You'll then want to identify 3 midline points to allow you to identify the midline plane of symmetry necessary for ACPC coordinates. Now that you've identified midline structures, click on several points along the hippocampal axis. I recommend 4 in total. Next, identify the uncal recess. This is often easiest to do if you trade off between sagittal, axial, and coronal slices. When you have done this, press the green button indicating that you've identified the position of the uncal recess. You can save ad hoc points by identifying them on the MRI, entering a name, and pressing the appropriate button. Note that if you want these in hippocampal coordinates, it's best to do this in the next module, not in this one. You can save intermediate progress by pressing the yellow button and entering an appropriate name. You can subsequently load that file with the green button immediately beneath. The final step is you press the Hippotaxy button to launch it. You'll see new files created in the original folder. Next, you'll launch the SPM program from the MATLAB command line. And what you do here is you align your post-operative imaging to your now rotated hippocampal imaging. It's important to confirm the alignment of the rotated pre and post-op imaging visually. You can then close the SPM program, and from the MATLAB command line, launch the program kjm_hippo_compare. Once you've done this, load your pre- and post-operative volumes after they've been rotated. They'll be called up into parallel coronal and axial, or pseudocoronal and pseudoaxial sections in the hippocampal space. You can navigate them side by side, confirming relative alignment of burn or electrode regions with the preoperative imaging. As illustrated here, you can trace out regions of interest if you'd like. Note that the zooming and also the setting of intensities is the same as the previous module. As you're tracing out your regions of interest, you can select regions both to include and exclude from the, in this case, the burn region. You can save and reload intermediate progress. I recommend doing this periodically. If you notice the program runs slow, it's best to save and reload. Similarly, you can save ad hoc points by selecting them on the imaging, entering a name, and pressing the button. These will be exported along with the full ROI and individually identified points. Next, we have an illustration of depth electrode localization with the preoperative MRI and postoperative CT scan. You can get to the origin of the hippocampal coordinate system by pressing the blue button. You can then zoom in on each electrode, identifying its center, and enter it into memory by clicking the buttons on the far right. They're colored differently only for convenience, but don't serve different functions. I recommend doing this in sequence from anterior to posterior or similar. If you would like to load a region of interest that you've created separately, as long as you have it in nifty format, all you do is simply and resliced into the same space as your electrodes. You simply click on that gray button just to the left of the green button at the top of the screen. It will be shown on the MRIs, and you can then edit it accordingly. After you've identified all your regions of interest and points that you would like, export all of your data by pressing the yellow button. If you'd like to have the ROI exported as a nifty, be sure to press the button just below the yellow one. Well, thank you for your interest in this program. I hope that you find this useful. Please see the associated manuscript and contact me with any questions. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.